Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. Sit. Sit. Stay. Start off by feeding the cows. Today, I'm actually going to be seeding our first batch of early peppers for the field. And so I'm gonna head in the greenhouse and start getting my seeds around. When it comes to peppers and tomatoes, I gotta be a lot more careful than what I do with other kinds of flowers and like our cole crops. I don't quite understand the whole science behind it, but basically my dad spends hours and hours at home with these tomato and pepper seeds, sanitizing them. And what that is it's basically like a hot water bath, and it's cooking any of those diseases out of the seed. So then technically, once the seeds get down here to me at the greenhouse, they shouldn't have any diseases on them, but now I have to clean all of my equipment to make sure there's no bacteria on them to give them seeds anything as well. I have to sanitize my vacuum seeder, my tweezers, my seed tray holder, my tables, and even my hands with this oxidate. Obviously, this isn't mixed at such a high mixture that it's gonna burn me or anything like that, but it's strong enough to where if there was anything, it's gonna kill it. Now this is not oxidate, obviously. It says Jet Egg. It's very, very similar to oxidate. We just couldn't get it at the time, so we had to settle with this. I'll take my little handy dandy sprayer, which holds, I think, right around a gallon of water. And I think I need about 2 teaspoons of this. I'll obviously figure that out exactly. That's gonna get mixed in here with the water, and then I can basically sanitize any of the equipment that needs to be done. I don't like to usually get stuff drenched, but it always seems like by the end of it, it's drenched. That's good. Now you gotta like drip dry off. You can see all the water coming off of them. So I got all my equipment back in place, it's dried off, and now I'm ready to start seeding. Well, I'm missing the letter D in red habanero, but we'll be okay. I finally just got done seeding all these peppers. Really, it wasn't even that much. It was just so confusing. We were switching varieties. I was doing one thing, Dad had another list. Finally, got it all straightened out and I'm done. Well, almost done. Now I gotta cover everything with vermiculite. There's like red habanero, orange habanero, poblano, all sorts of like the small, super hot bush peppers. And then in here we have more of the bush peppers and then just a bunch of red bell, orange bell, yellow bell, green bell. And you can see there's like a light lime green. We got like a tealish color here. Another like yellowish green. Honestly, I don't know why they're all colors. I think it's kind of like a coating thing. I don't know why they coat some and don't coat others, but either way, I'm done seeding. I try to cover it as even as possible. That way, when it's growing, they don't. Some of them don't have to come up through a lot of vermiculite, and some only have to come up through a little. They all hopefully only have to come up to about the same amount. So I'm back in here in the greenhouse again today, and I gotta start seeding our early cole crops, which is like the cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, collard greens, all that kind of stuff. And once that stuff is seeded, it does not go in the seed room. It actually goes out in the big house here. They don't like it as hot as what the other ones do. I don't have any room out here, as you can see, so I'm gonna have to move these onions over into number 2, which is where they belong anyway. I know a couple weeks after I planted these, I was telling you guys about how I was a little bit nervous. They weren't doing as good. It was just the variety of this yellow sweet Spanish. And so the other varieties, I think this is like a great white variety. And down here, our retail varieties did really good, which I think this is candy. And so anyway, here's more sweet Spanish. You can see it's not doing as good. The onions never came around. That could be for a couple of reasons. We're mostly thinking it might have just been because the seed was a year old. I don't think that's what it was, or the seed could have had some kind of disease. I don't know. But anyway, it's too late now to plant more onions, and these aren't gonna get any better than what they already are. So we're gonna wait until these onions get bigger. We're gonna consolidate them into like 3 or 4 trays, because we have like 15 here or something like that, maybe even 20. And you know, that way it's not taking up so much room in the greenhouse. Dad wants to go talk to one of our salesmen and see if we can actually purchase the onions already grown. That's what we used to do years ago. They come in like these bundles. I don't know if there's 25, 50, or 100 in them. But anyway, they're already grown, and then when we get them in, we just take them right to the field and plant them. Some of these are light, some of them are heavy.
I looked at that already. Yeah, this one's a bit light.
So now all of our onions are moved over. These ones here and these ones here. Then on the ground here is all of our retail, which there's 4, 5 flats, and I think there's actually 4 more over there we didn't bring yet. And these 3 here on the end are all chives. Graham just got here. She's gonna start transplanting some of the scented geraniums or citronella. Dad's mixing up soil for her right now. You can see, now these are the red defenders, how there is some dried up yellow, I don't know if they're not leaves, I don't know what you want to call them, stems. And so anyway, what happens is there's only a little tiny baby cell here. And once that dries out, obviously, the plant will start to wilt. And we try not to let that happen any more than possible, but it does happen. And then, you know, you get these dried stems. In the big packs here, it's a lot easier to not let them dry out because they have all that dirt to suck water from, and it holds water a lot better. We plant our onions in those 512 seed trays and keep them in there until planting for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because it takes up a lot less room having 512 in just that little tiny flat. And also, if we would put them in the 1201s and have, let's just say 30 or 40 onions in there, then we have to sit and break them apart and then plant each one individually. That's fine if you're just a homeowner planting a couple plants, but when you're planting between 20 and 30,000, that would take way too much time. Hap and Graham are doing a great job getting everything transplanted. If it wasn't for them, we'd kind of be in a pickle because me, Mom, and Dad are always either watering, I'm seeding, you know, Mom's working at the market, Dad's working on stuff for the fields, and so we don't have a ton of time ourselves to do the transplanting, but with them here, it makes our lives so much easier. Even with them being here every single day, we still have all these seedlings to get done. Not all of them are ready right now, like the portulacas, they're still too small, but the zinnias are ready to go, and these snapdragons are just about ready, and I'm pretty sure now all of our cole crops for retail sales are ready to go. We test them by just pulling them out, making sure the roots are all the way through and that whole cell comes out at once. We planted the begonias before anything else at the start of the greenhouse, which was on February 9th, and just now some of them are getting ready to get transplanted. You can see if I pull that there, how it comes out. And even the roots aren't all the way through that, but it's almost there. So I would say hopefully in about a week or so, we'll be ready to transplant some of these, but still you can see there's some really tiny ones that are gonna take a while to grow. The nice thing is that I already got all my flats tagged yesterday for these cole crops, and so that saves me a lot of time today. So I'm starting out here with cauliflower. I think the variety I'm doing is like Freedom. And I really like doing cole crops in general just because you don't have to worry about the sanitizing of seeds. I don't have to sanitize all my equipment. And the seeds, I don't know, they're not really pelleted, but they have like this blue coating on most of them. They just look cool, and they don't really get multiple seeds on each single hole on my seeder. So that makes it really nice. So basically I can just pour the seed on, jiggle them around, tap it a little bit, they all fall off, and I can drop them down in my seed tray. With other varieties, what happens is I'll put the seeds on and I'll get 3 or 4 on there, then I'm trying to pound them, then I gotta take and flick some off. So there's my seeds coming from Rupp. You can actually see these ones have like a greenish tint to them. Maybe a bluish, I don't know, like a teal color. Whatever, still have that coating on them. I'm only doing half a flat of these. That's probably enough. I got everything finished. Let's go over here number 2 and we'll see what Graham and Pap are up to. So Pap and Graham are working on, well, Pap's working on peppers, specifically Carolina Reapers. And over here, he just got finished with the Thai Hots. We usually put Thai Hots in 6-packs, but Pap kind of got a little bit confused and put them in singles. It's not really that big of a deal. We'll sell them like that. A lot of times people actually don't want 6 of them anyway, so now we'll just have them singly. And then Graham is working on zinnias, Magellan, and they go in 4-packs. That's what I'm calling it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember it ain't much, but it's honest work.